My very first Star Wars Hot Toys figure has arrived. Let's talk about it. If you've watched a lot of our videos, you already know I'm a huge Marvel fan. I started collecting Marvel Hot Toys a couple years ago. And when I started collecting Hot Toys, I decided I would only collect Marvel exclusively. Well, you could throw that right out the window because I bought my first Star Wars Hot Toys figure, the Mandalorian Hot Toys figure. I bought this figure and the version of the figure that comes with Beskar armor and Baby Yoda, but that doesn't come out until sometime 2021. To be brutally honest, I like this version of the suit a lot more than the Beskar version. It reminds me of a character that walked right out of the Old West, with the rifle, the pistol, and all the weathered armor looks really, really cool. So there's really nothing special about the box. You have a couple pictures of the Mandalorian on it, and of course the Star Wars logo, so that's cool. But what I really like is when you get figures that have this little pull-off top, and when you open the box, you get this awesome photo of the Mandalorian. And no, it's not a photo taken from the show. It's an actual photo of the figure showing off how awesome this figure is going to be when you finally get it in your hands. This figure doesn't come with a whole lot of items, and I'm cool with that because some figures come with so much it becomes very overwhelming, and I end up putting those parts in bags and storing them away and not really using them. So here's the stand that comes with the figure. It has that cool Star Wars The Mandalorian plaque there, and then it has these little indentations for the Mandalorian's feet. I guess the expectation is that you're going to put the Mandalorian's feet in the little indentations on the stand, but I can't see myself doing that. I'm going to have him leaning a little bit more. His feet are going to be a little bit further away. So this will more or less just be a background piece. And this stand is really cool. It actually has two holes here where you can push these spikes down inside, which will then allow you to put the Stormtrooper helmet on one of the spikes. Now the stand looks like it jumped right out of the Mandalorian series. So the stand comes with a crotch grabber, which is okay. I don't really need to put him in too many dynamic poses. I don't need him to be jumping or anything, but if I did need to have him in a pose like that, I could just go over to Amazon and buy one of their dynamic stands, which are really nice, but a little pricey. Right out of the box, this figure looks amazing. He has all the details that you would hope for. He has this awesome cape, and as you can see, it has a little bit of wear and tear in it, just like the show. Playing around with this figure, I noticed that he's a little hard to move around, and I found something on Facebook where a guy talks about how he cut off the fat suit that's underneath all of the clothing here. Now, that's something I've considered doing, but I'm not real sure because I spent a lot of money on this figure. Do I really want to make a big change like that? Well, the answer, I think, might be yes, because this guy, he can barely move his arm all the way up. His armor does stop him a little bit. That's about as high as this arm is going to go. Not that that's a big deal. I mean, in the show, he doesn't raise his arms too high. It looks like it's a little hard to move around in his armor, but I feel like it should move a little bit higher than that. Before we get into posing, let's talk about the items that this figure comes with. So this is the bounty tracker that was in the show. This will allow you to recreate a lot of your very favorite scenes. This thing is awesome and it looks really great for its small size. Additionally, he comes with one of these little bombs, and that bomb fits right on his belt here with the rest of his bombs. So if you want to store it away, it just lines up with the rest of them. That looks great. He comes with a bunch of different hands. Here's his trigger finger hand. He has a hand just for holding things. And then he has these fist hands, which you can use as a hand of rage, or maybe he's punching something. So these all come in very handy. See what I did there? Then he comes with a piece of replacement armor, just like on the show. So here's the Beskar. It's actually Velcroed on, which makes it really easy. And you can put the original piece of armor that he had in the very first episode of the series. So now he looks like the OG Mando from season 1. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I really like the tattered and torn look. From the cape all the way down to the damaged armor, as you can see right there. It's not perfect, it's not pristine like Beskar. It looks like this guy has seen some stuff. He comes with his rifle, and it also comes with some electricity effects just like in the show. I don't know if I'd really use the effects. I mean, they're kind of cool and you can kind of fit them on there in some way, shape, or form. I haven't really perfected it. It's kind of neat, but not really up my alley. But the cool thing about this rifle, it comes with this little buckle that has a spike on the other end that fits in the front of the suit. As you can see, there's the hole where it goes, and you just press it down in there. The Mandalorian is carrying his rifle on his back. And there's also a little magnetic piece down here, like a little belt loop. You separate the two of them, bring the rifle down, and boom, you connect it. Now he's wearing the rifle. Isn't that awesome? They came up with a great way for him to wear his rifle without looking all awkward and weird. But my biggest issue with this figure is that I still have yet to figure out how I can put the rifle on Mandalorian's shoulder and have him hold it. I did this with the Black Series figure and it went over really well. So that's about as high as I can get the rifle on this figure. As I mentioned before, there was somebody out there who was able to cut off the fat suit and it made this figure way more posable. So I think that might be the avenue that I go down. It might make his armor and suit look very baggy and it might make him look like a sickly Mandalorian and we don't want that. So I might test it out and see what I can do. And when I do that, maybe I'll make another video and we can talk about my journey with that part of this figure. The pistol might be my very favorite part of this figure because again, it's very old Wild West looking. But the only thing that I wish is he could hold it higher and kind of have his helmet looking down the sights of the gun, but that really can't happen. This is about as high as he can hold the blaster. So here's a pose I got out of the figure that only took me a couple minutes. He looks fantastic. He's holding a little bounty tracker in his hand, he has that pistol in his hand, and it looks like he might have found the person that he's looking for. The helmet is amazing. That is definitely what makes the Mandalorian, and it also makes this figure. Move his head, move his gun down, and you got another very simple pose where he's holding and looking at his tracker while holding his gun down. He's not aiming at anything. This looks great, and it'll look really great in your display cabinet. And another thing about this figure, the joints feel very strong. On some figures, they feel kind of loose and flimsy, but this guy stands up pretty good. In fact, my biggest issue with figures like this is that the ankles are very weak, and the figure will end up falling over and collapsing because the ankle, where it meets the leg, kind of bend around a whole lot and they get all flimsy and weird. I've only had them out of the box maybe 3 times, but I have a Thor figure from Infinity War. That figure had a problem right out of the box, unfortunately. The one thing I can say about this figure is that he has a lot of presence. You can just put him in poses like this where he's walking and he looks like a complete badass. He's amazing, and I cannot wait to get my hands on that Beskar Armor Mandalorian, which comes out again in 2021, which seems like really far away, but I can't wait to see that one in person. Another cool thing I learned about this figure is that this keepsake Hallmark Baby Yoda, aka the child, or the child aka Baby Yoda, goes really well with the Mandalorian Hot Toys. Isn't he awesome? Look at him waving. So this will have to do until I get my Mando and Beskar with the child in 2021. Guys, what are your thoughts on this Mandalorian Hot Toys figure? Isn't he awesome? I would love to know what you think about this figure and more in the comment section down below. Are you looking to join an awesome collectors group? Head over to Facebook now and join Gastlecast We Hunt Together. It's a great group full of great people hunting together. So head over to Facebook now and join today. Alright guys, that time again. Remember, as always, we hunt together, yes. We'll catch you next time.